Hey, what's up? It's Jaja, and let's do a quick reading. So I did start a reading, and for some reason I had to delete some of my videos because I was trying to do HDR because I don't want that much lighting. Lighting, the very act of exposure, having to lift up the curtains, having to call it quits, walking off the stage. Ten of Swords, right? It was upright, and then I have the bottom of the deck, the Tower, having to call something quits suddenly, having to walk off the stage suddenly, having to rise the curtain, having to expose a situation, attempting to expose a situation and not having the luck or the response in which you needed. Also, this is about having to choose yourself, walking away and understanding when a situation is over, walking away and understanding when fighting for a situation is futile, walking away when you see that the results that are needed are not bringing itself to fruition. The Ten of Swords is feeling helpless. The Ten of Swords is nothing more to do. The Ten of Swords is just this mute point, beating a dead horse. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it. Also, there's like a flying object around here. It's bugging me totally, but my kittens are gonna get to it, so whatever. I don't feel like spraying any type of chemical or chasing it with a paño. Like, I don't feel like it. So deciding that the situation calls for you to jump out of the window, jump out of a burning building, recognize when a situation is burning down, and instead of trying to fight it, right, it's like a big location or a big fire, and you're trying to like dump out this fire with buckets of water. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. We just gotta let the whole situation burn to the ground and then see what births from that, if anything. Okay. Thank you, Heavenly Divine Creator and Source, for allowing me to be a conduit of love, light, and change. What messages do you have for the collective here and now? The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is understanding that there's possibilities, understanding that you have capacity, understanding that there's so much more to the world view. There's so many more spaces that you can occupy. There are many doors that are open. This is an opportunity to walk through a door, to walk into a new space, to consider new options in life. This is also taking the opportunity to expand your vision, or to expand your inner fire, to expand your inner desire, to really have a certain level of trust in your creative qualities and your creative abilities and your ability to see into your future, to see into the world out ahead of you, and to see that I got the whole world in my hands. I got the whole world in my hands. Or he got the whole world in his hands. He got the whole world in his hands. I don't know who has the world in his hands or if you have the world in your hands, but it looks like the world is in the hand nonetheless. Let's see. Sorry, excuse my hand. Let's see. I am in an extremely natural state. Two of Wands. Okay. The Two of Wands is also kind of taking opportunity without really understanding who's by your side as well. This is also feeling like you need to take the first step forward and you're not exactly sure who's going to support you or if you're supported. This is a card of support. This is a card of friendship. This is a card of like having guardian angels or some sort of guidance that's leading you towards your next step, okay? It looks so much more fruitful looking out. The the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So a cycle is moving, a cycle is changing. And you know what's funny is that the Tower and the Ten of Swords is such an abrupt changing, and it's such an abrupt shift of the Wheel of Fortune. that like all of a sudden we are on one platform, and then you're just like chilling on this platform, you're doing your job, you're doing your duties, you're doing exactly what you need to do, and then all of a sudden the foundation begins to shift. That's the tower. The foundation begins to shift, and then everything around you or the floor beneath you begins to crumble. That's the Ten of Swords. And then the Wheel of Fortune shifts that whole disintegrating scene out and begins to bring something new. Okay, so there's a loss here, there's a walking away, there's an abrupt ending, and I don't think that you saw it coming. I don't think that I saw it coming. I don't think that it was seen coming, or it came a lot sooner than expected. But this is the greatest sign that the universe is by your side, or that your guides have like tipped the wheel or tipped this over to the next side of things. Like basically this is something that has happened that's out of your control. This is an ending that's out of your control, and that you're being directed or guided into the next stage of evolution. It's a Two of Wands, and 2 is like a young number, so it's just like the very beginning, but you're being asked to wait and see what type of scenery emerges. Like, or it's like you're in active creation to a scenery, or the Wheel of Fortune, as the wheel turns, I almost can imagine like a boulder getting out of the way. So like a boulder blocking a pathway suddenly being removed so that you can see clearly your next opportunity or your next step. We have the Knight of Pentacles here, and it's asking for a pause. Wait a minute. It's asking you to stop for a second and to take a look at what is kind of clearing in front of you. With the Ten of Swords and the Tower, there's a rubble, right? There's either an ash on the ground, there's an ash still clearing in the sky after like this fire, after this burning down of a situation, and we can't quite see clearly what's to come next. So we're being asked to wait, to pause, instead of jumping to conclusions, even though you might have an idea of what you're going to do next or what's going to be called of you next. You're being asked to like hold on any type of impulsivity, to refrain from being impulsive on your next choices, even though you know exactly where you're going. It's like seeing the finish line, like, oh shit, I see exactly where I need to go. You're on a race, you're on a track, you're on a map somewhere, and you're like, oh, this is the end piece, or this is where I need to go, I can see it. And then taking off way too quick without fully understanding the obstacles or the path or the directions that you're being given. So even if you do have partial of directions for your next path or your new beginnings, you're being asked to wait a minute, okay, because you are missing out on a certain piece of the puzzle that could make this a lot more easier if you just gave yourself a bit more time to better understand the task at hand. It kind of seems like you know exactly what you need to do, but what if there was an opportunity for a helping hand, a shortcut, a windfall, a benefactor, someone who comes and just literally jumps you 10 steps ahead instead of you having to do the grueling work and wasting time? So you're being asked to be mindful of being patient so that you don't waste time, as the instructions for your next journey, your next path, your next quiz, your next fucking leg is being unfolded to you. You don't know everything. You're still learning. I know that you're excited. I know that you're eager. Maybe you're not as sad about the ending as you thought you might be. Good for you. Maybe there's like a lingering, like, what if I made a mistake? Well, wait a minute and process it. And if you really ask yourself, you've been trying to create movement all along, right? And the Eight of Wands is a passage. It's a passageway, or it's moving energy. It's incoming messages. It's quick movement. It's swift. And it's a passage of time. We have more wands, the Eight of Wands. It's like, it's an acceleration happening. And perhaps you were in your last environment and space so that you can create an acceleration of time so that you can get to where you are going. That person, place, or thing, and it's not that we're using anybody or anything, that person, place, or thing has come to an end, a completion. You don't need it any longer. It ate up all the residual time that was needed so that the universe can orchestrate this whole new scene and bring it to the forefront. It was keeping you busy on the side doing some bullshit. Maybe you're having a little bit more fun and it's not fun anymore, and now it's over. Page of Wands, exactly. It's like starting new as a new beginner, but the Queen of Swords, but with like some smarts, right? It's like, I'm going on a new journey. I'm packing my bags. I'm mad at my mom. I'm running away. I'm never coming back. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You hurt me. You hurt me. I'm leaving. Well, okay, maybe your inner child was hurt in the situation and is feeling like it doesn't want to ever go back. Or maybe your inner child is excited to start on a new journey. Or maybe you're starting on a new journey as a beginner. Childlike beginner. But you have some sort of new boundary. You have a new way of viewing the world that isn't as naive as it used to be. So it's like, I got a whole set of skills. I got discernment, I got vision, I got clarity, I got boundaries, I got movement, I got power in my voice, I got power in my words, I got knowledge. I have all the tools that I need to defend myself, to remove myself, and to cut away at the bullshit. And even though you have this strength in the background, you're embarking on something that is like green, so to speak. Like, you're gonna be green in this new situation, but there's an optimism and an intelligence that will guide you and direct you as you move on or move forward. It's like, sometimes you end up in situations where you appear to be less than, but in all reality, you are just choosing to have an experience that kind of titillates some of your longings or need for exploration. And those who come around you don't always see you or value you for your right mind, for your true mind. And this is something that you have to be okay with, right? Because there's a certain call of humility, right? Because we're being called to slow down, to wait a minute, even though we could potentially cut heads, roll heads, dull out some truth. But in this situation, I don't think that it's necessary to cast your pearls upon swine, so to speak. Jeez. Oh, we pulled, this card was the first card, and it's the 10 of Swords, and so I'm glad that that came back out. It's like, yeah, it's like, I'm not gonna waste my breath 1 second longer. I'm not gonna fucking repeat myself. I'm not gonna say the same shit over and over again. I said what I said. I came to do what I need to do. I gave it my all, and now it's time to bounce. And this is where your strength is truly going to be shown. Sometimes your strength is shown in hindsight. Sometimes, like, you got to show your back and let people kind of show their own ass in order for them to recognize who you were or who you are in that situation. But I just have to say that there's nothing to prove. We have the strength. That's an 8 card. And the Eight of Wands is another 8 card. It's a power number. It's a Saturn number. It's like a number of structure and hard work and authority. It's like at this point, you walked into a situation as a beginner. You walked in with a certain level of humility and optimism, even though you had a certain level of education, strength, or wisdom to kind of cut through the bullshit. You did decide to kind of give it your most authentic, most childlike self, and all of a sudden the universe or your guides decided that the situation was no longer suitable for you, and suddenly the scenery has shifted and a boulder has moved and a new cycle is coming into play, one that you were waiting for in a way, right? Because you kind of decided to get your hands busy and working with something in order to pass some certain amount of time, and the next thing you know, the clock is buzzing and that whole situation is now disintegrating, and it was like a movie or a dream. Anything that you set out to do in there, your wisdom, your strengths, your knowledge, your input, you said everything that you need to say, you gave it everything your all, and there's no need to explain or express yourself any further. It's time to move on. And I feel like that's all this energy has to say. Let me see if I can pull one more card, if that would do anything. The Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is sitting in your value. It's sitting in your worth and understanding what it is that you bring to any situation, that you bring value, that you bring care, that you bring nurturance, that you bring sustenance, that you bring love and abundance everywhere that you go. And if you were not appreciated in your last atmosphere, even though you were testing it out, even though you were experimenting, even though you were being childlike, playful, experimental, you did bring value to that situation. You did bring gold. And if it wasn't appreciated or received, the time is up. And the time is not only up for you, but the time is up for them. And good thing for you that it was just like a side quest. you were on a side quest. And if the people who had the joy and benefit of being a part of your life during your side quest was not able to truly understand what you were there to give, not your problem. On to the next one. So that's what I have for us right now. I'll talk to you again soon. Okay? Later.